taught you animal diseases and parasites. But in this lesson, I will be teaching a very interesting topic: forest and forest resources. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define forest, explain the term forestry, list the types of forests that are common in Nigeria, and explain them. Forest and forest resources. What is forest? A forest is an area of land covered with trees, shrubs, and other plants. That is, they can be tall trees, they can be short trees, and they can also be shrubs such as this. The smaller plants such as this that are beneath the trunk of the tall trees are the shrubs. Now, a forest can consist of different heights of trees such as this. Forestry is a branch of agriculture which deals with the control and management of forest and forest resources. This encompasses the management and control of the resources in a forest. Forests may broadly be classified into three, and the first one is natural forest. The second is established forest, and the third is regenerated forest. We will explain them one after the other. A natural forest is a forest which no man has tampered with. That is, there hasn't been any form of agricultural activity in such area. The same way it has been from the very beginning, that is how it still is. A natural forest is the type that no man has tampered with. An established forest is a forest formed by planting forest trees in areas that are not previously covered by forest. That is, this is a deliberate operation or activity by man. Now, in an attempt to meet the ever-increasing demand of timber for construction of projects and the likes, man has devised means of generating forest artificially. That is, planting forest trees for harvesting for future use. A regenerated forest, on the other hand, is that forest that is allowed to grow naturally after the initial vegetations have been cleared. And by cleared, it does not necessarily have to be operations that involve removal of trees, such as deforestation. There can be occurrences such as bush burning, fire that destroy trees and leads to desertification of such area. Now, when there is suitable condition, these trees can regenerate and comes back to a normal forest again. Oftentimes, this is normally a natural process, but sometimes man can make a deliberate attempt to regenerate the forest. Types of natural forests. The first one is the mangrove forest, and the second is the swamp forest, and the third is the rain forest. We'll be explaining this one after the other. Mangrove forest is a forest that consists of trees and shrubs which produces silt roots which are submerged in water or mud, which enable the trees to survive. The water in this environment is normally salty water. Mangrove forests are found in the delta areas of our country. Now, these forests have salt water in its environment. They normally produce trees that usually do not grow tall and thick as those obtained in rain forests. The second is swamp forest. Swamp forests are found after the saltwater mangrove forest, where water is supplied to their root from lakes, streams, and rivers. The swamp forest is so similar to mangrove forest except the fact that the water in the environment is not salty. The water is derived from those flowing from rivers and streams towards the ocean body. Now, a swampy forest also has water in its environment, but it's not salty water. The trees obtainable in these parts are equally not as thick and tall as those obtained in the rainforest. The rainforest occupies the area between the coastal region and the savanna region. The rainforest consists of trees that are thick and tall. Now, this rainforest, it has an annual rainfall in between 150 centimeter to 200 centimeter. It receives a good amount of rainfall compared to the savanna regions. Hence, the vegetations here are thick and strong. The rainforest has thick canopy compared to the mangrove, the swamp, and the savanna regions. In summary, this is a graphical representation of the vegetation zones in Nigeria. The mangrove and the swamp forest are found within the coastal regions of the country, while the rainforest is found in between the swamp and the mangrove forest and the southern Guinea savanna. In a nutshell, the farther you go from south towards the north, the less the vegetation. Now let's look at some important forest trees and animals in the forest. Now, forest trees include the likes of mahogany, which is a very common tree that is particularly used for timber production, iroko, African walnut, the obeche, opepe, and the gimelina, including the black afara. All these are common trees in Nigerian forest. Some crops that can be found growing in the wild, though they are crops, but you can equally see them in the wild, includes the likes of mango, also cocoa, sometimes, but seldomly can be found growing in the wild. Oil palm, this is particularly common. You see oil palm growing in the forest, such as this. Another one is rubber. Rubber sometimes can be found growing in the wild. This is a rubber plant growing in the wild. Some animals that can also be found in the forest include the likes of elephant, the green monkeys, grass cutters, antelopes, the bush fowl, African giant rats, and the African giant snail. Vegetation zones in Nigeria. Vegetation zones in Nigeria include mangrove and freshwater swamp forest, the rainforest, the Guinea savanna, the Sudan savanna, and the Sahel savanna. Okay, lovely students, I've come to the end of this class. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and if you do, I will see you in my next class. In next class, we will be discussing this vegetation zone.